Hey everybody, welcome to ABA Inside Track, the podcast that's like reading in your car, but safer. I'm your host, Robert Perry Cruz, with this fabulous preview edition for episode 60, and I'm here with my fabulous co-hosts.
Hey Rob, it's Diana.
And Jackie.
Hey guys.
Hi Rob, hi Dana.
Hi Jackie.
So for those of you new to our podcast, in between our full-length episodes in which we discuss behavior analysis and behavior analytic research, we do these little preview episodes where we let folks know what articles we will be discussing, so you can go out and do a little preview of your own by actually reading the articles. And then we'll often share kind of interesting stories, sometimes from our Facebook page, sometimes things people have emailed us, sometimes just chatting, shooting the breeze.
Dreams that we've had, you know.
It's summertime, so it probably will be less chatting and shooting the breeze because we have to turn off all the fans in the house to record these.
You mean the studio?
In our studio.
Right.
So that does make it get very hot very fast. So we tend to not want to actually be, doing anything for more than a few seconds. So next week's full-length episode is going to be one of our patented grab bag episodes.
Grab bag.
I forget how we came about this, but every 12 episodes, because
the first time we thought to do it was episode 12.
Okay, so you usually think it would be 10 or something, but no, it's 12. It's 12 for us. Every 12 episodes, we are able to just pick whatever article piques our interest in the behavior analytic field, or honestly in the related fields even, and we're able to talk about it, and we share it with each other, and we sort of discuss it and just have a good time. Previous articles have been ones on, say, does Daniel Tiger make kids better citizens? I'm trying to think.
The answer is yes.
Yes, it does. It did actually do this.
I think our dance episode was part of the original grab bag.
Yes.
Yep, dog training.
Dog training. Yeah. So we've actually had grab bag that became full-length
Real
episodes later
episodes.
on. Pretty exciting. So we'll see what goes on this week. So we've got 3 grab bag articles. Usually we don't let people know. So if you only listen to the full-length episodes, you won't know. The secret is we actually know what we're talking about ahead of time. So
you've ruined the mystery.
But, don't tell people. If they just listen to the main episodes, we do some great sound effect work. You wouldn't know that we didn't actually have these prepared. Because it is very hard to read an article on the air and discuss it intelligently in, an hour. So we try to read them ahead of time. So
yeah.
It breaks the illusion a little.
Spoiler.
So, our 3 articles. So, this is from Diana, and this is effects of neutral and enthusiastic praise on the rate of discrimination acquisition by Weyman and Sy.
It's Weyman.
Weyman.
You can't read my writing.
And Sy from the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis, 2018. It's like hot off the presses.
So new.
It's only fair because I can't read your handwriting either.
My handwriting is specifically meant to be indecipherable, much like Leonardo da Vinci. It is a genius code I have created.
Oh, is that what that's happening there?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Mine is stylized and so cool.
Yeah, yours would look good in like, I found this journal in some old mansion.
But it's in bullet journaling. It's like that.
Yeah. And then you're expected to read it. Have you ever had that when you're reading a textbook and someone's like,
I've been in so many old mansions where I come upon diaries and have to decipher what's written in them. It's like old hat by now.
You don't have to read them. But when you're reading a book, it's like, here's your textbook and here's a diary excerpt. And rather than, print the excerpt, they're like, read it in the original poorly photographed script. You're like, I can't read this crap, professor.
I like that though.
I do too.
When you see like old handwriting, everyone had really nice handwriting. They spent a lot of time on it, and guys included as well.
Because they had no alternative for handwriting.
But everyone's capable of having good penmanship.
Yes.
Mine looks like a child.
Oh, mine does too. I drew a picture once, and Diana said, "Did you draw that in 2nd grade?" I said, "No, I drew that recently in a summer enrichment class with other children."
That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's not what we're here.
Differential reinforcement should be applied.
Yes. Well, anyway, handwriting's not my thing, but music is my thing, which is why my article is using equivalence-based instruction to teach piano skills to college students by Griffith, Ramos, Hill, and Miguel from the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis, 2018. Now, fun fact, if you have the most recent issue of the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis, both those articles are in it, so you don't even have to look very far to read these two.
I'm an outlier.
All right, well, that's it. So that's Grab Bag. Those are our 3 articles that we'll be talking about next week. And now it's time to move into the errata segment of the show, originally created for people to send us emails telling us how wrong we were, but we underestimated the kindness of people who usually just write nice things. So we've just turned this into more of the general interesting either thoughts or usually posts from other people or emails from other folks.
I got an email.
You did? Was it related to the show?
Yeah.
I got one about, I can send the prince all my money and then he'll give me the rest of his money.
Hurry now. Give me everything of your information. No, we have an email from Joey. Listener
Hi,
Joey.
And he received a CEU from the anxiety episode. And one thing that we really loved about Joey's email is he wrote us and said, hey, this is his first time listening to our podcast, but he's definitely going to listen again. But one thing we loved is what he actually did was he wrote all the things that he learned while listening to the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. And so you are supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to.
Yeah, we love it when people do that.
Yeah.
And ideally, part of getting your CEU is providing feedback.
Mm-hmm. And yes, and that feedback, we've really been very flexible. It could be just something in the email. Joey really went above and beyond with his descriptors. It can be a review on Apple Podcasts. It can be a comment on the Facebook page related to the episode. There are a lot of ways you can leave it. Or the website too. Yeah,
we're not on each episode on the website.
Mm-hmm.
We never went crazy picky because I know I love being able to give feedback, say at a conference, but the problem is we can't go to your house and make you give us feedback. And the idea of
well, I can.
I mean, it just felt like if we were constantly emailing people, hey, you didn't leave us a review. I'm not sending you CEs. I'm not. No one would ever really want to listen to our show anymore. We're sort of it's a weird thing. I mean, this is kind of not the first of its kind, but there aren't a lot, I think, of podcasts that are also professional development opportunities. There are a lot of great podcasts, but we're sort of going over new ground.
Yeah. So thanks, Joey, for leaving those things that you learned.
Yeah, that was fabulous.
What did Joey learn?
Joey learned that he agrees that we need an operational definition for anxiety, and it's really helpful to hear examples of what that might be, such as increased respiration, sweating, example not in the presence of the actual stimulus. He agreed that the study was really interesting and that we considered the behavior of the parent as well, because that might have fed into the treatment package. And the treatment package was actually the content of the therapy session, so he thought that was really interesting. And he also agreed that there's implications for changing the name of anxiety to experiential avoidance, and like the notion of disseminating that term more subtly among the general public before the titling client resources with that term. So that's really cool. Thanks,
Excellent.
Joey. That's
Thank
really
you,
nice.
Joey.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah, and sorry I can't read.
Because if we just all start calling it experiential avoidance,
no one will know what we're talking about.
right, then we won't reach anyone outside of our community.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so that's really great.
Yeah, thanks, Joey. That was awesome. I have one from the Facebook page that I was going to bring up, and
it just reloaded. Hold on.
Why did that happen? All right, so listener Katie wrote to us on the Facebook page. Hi, Katie. Thanks for writing. She said that she had been listening to an episode from a long time ago, and in that episode, we discussed waiting until a natural ending, such as the end of a video, before removing a reinforcer, but she wanted to check in to see if we could recall what episode that was in. And without going back and listening to all 60 episodes, I'm fairly certain that was in episode 6, which was on pre-session pairing with Dr. Amanda Kelly, who you might know as Behavior Babe. So any new listeners may not have dug back that far into the archives, but
you're in for such a treat. You got so many old episodes to go back and listen to.
Binging.
On
it's
the
like
beach.
Netflix and binge, but it's called podcast and binge. Anyway.
Do you know what that's code for, Jaggy?
No.
Netflix and chill.
I don't, but we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about that later.
It's not actually just watching movies on TV.
Well, that's what I think
but podcast and binge is just listening to podcasts, maybe while you drive somewhere on summer vacay.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
So Katie, I think it was episode 6, and anyone else who hasn't listened to episode 6, it is a really good one, and I totally recommend it.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you remember but the article itself was the one by Amanda Kelly on pre-session pairing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. I actually just wrote something related to pre-session pairing in a document myself in my normal job. And
None of us have normal jobs.
Maybe let the kid finish the little YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great concept. And everyone should incorporate it, and
We
you can
agree.
learn more.
I'm
by
still shocked
listening
when I
to
hear
episode
like
6.
the timer beeps and they're like, all right, it's all over. Shut it down, kid. Get back in the cubby. It's time for APCs again. It's like, yeah, I mean, there's like 10 seconds left. You could just finish it up.
You have to start early if you're going to do
Just
that.
round it over,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So let's take 2 more turns of Boggle. But you don't think
God, I love Boggle.
It's so fun.
I love it so
Let me
much.
I
hide
love
your-
Boggle
your
too.
preference assessment.
Yeah.
Of
It would
games?
be so high.
Yeah. Me
Okay.
too.
And
Maybe
like so loud right now because I love Boggle.
Okay.
mine would be moderately preferred, but I do love Boggle.
Mine would be pretty low. I mean, I guess it depends on what games are there. Is it all word games?
Wait.
Like Scrabbles and
Wait,
stuff?
you know what we should do?
What?
We should all stand up and get an order of our Boggle preference. I'm just kidding. But Diana would be where Rob's sitting, I would be where Diana's sitting, and Rob would be where I was sitting. And that's actually a classic example of changing stimuli in a discrete trial array.
Like rotating
Oh, because
stimuli.
we're
Yeah.
rotating?
That's funny.
All right.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. God, I love Boggle.
Great. I'm so glad.
Thanks
That's all
for
you really need
listening,
to know
everyone.
about me,
Yep.
actually. Pretty
Well-
much sums it up.
Yeah, that sums it up. All right. Well, that's our preview episode. So you can please join us next week for Grab Bag
Grab Bag.
5. And I'll come up with a
Wow.
funny title for Grab Bag 5, as I like to do. So thank you so much for watching or listening to ABA Inside Track. You can find us wherever
Grabbing.
podcasts are sold. You can find us online on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on our website, abainsidetrack.com. Feel free to email us with any thoughts, either, again, through social media or our email address at abainsidetrack@gmail.com. So we'll be back next week with the aforementioned Grab Bag. But until then, keep responding. Bye.